Hello and welcome to Cornish Walking Trails. Today we're here at the lovely Whipsiderry Beach.
Same thing then.
In our video today we feature Whipsiderry and the fantastic caverns made from mining marble. We're also going to find a stile with a tankard on it, and we've got a lovely story about some naughty firemen. We're starting our walk today in St Columb Minor, which is a small village near Newquay.
So for our walk today we've parked here. It's a lovely big car park to the side of the church. It's February 2023 and at the time of recording this is free of charge.
Hello everybody, parked in St Columb Minor near Newquay today, and we're going to do an inland bit before we reach the sea, so we'll do that pretty quickly. Now coming up to a junction. It meets the main Newquay St Columb Weighbridge Road, and on the other side it's a really interesting property, isn't there, Andrew?
Yeah, it's the old priory, isn't it?
It's meant to be. There's some debate whether it was actually a priory, but there's some interesting stories about it. Roughton Priory is possibly one of the oldest houses in Cornwall. It is thought that it was once an Augustine priory. According to a document from 1283, Roughton Manor had gallows, held its own court, and had a dungeon for debtors. Prior Thomas Vivian lived here in the early 1500s. He was one of the most powerful men in Cornwall, and his coat of arms is still in the Tudor windows. To this day, it still has a holy well in the garden. Are you looking for a view of the church?
Yeah, I can see the top of the church tower.
I've got a better one. Come up here.
Let's have a look. Oh wow, that's big.
That's better, isn't it?
Oh, that's incredible.
Fancy a bit of gate leaning?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Oh, look at this. This is a treat, isn't it? February.
Incredible, isn't it?
It's so mild for February. And what a view.
So Porth is through the valley, isn't it? If I'm pointing in the right direction there.
Yeah. You can't quite see the sea yet, can we?
Can with the naked eye.
Oh, can
only
you?
Just.
Wow. And that's where we're heading, isn't it? Do you know anything about this church that we're looking at?
I do. It's got the second tallest tower in Cornwall.
Oh, okay.
Just over 110 foot. And you're supposed to be able to see the tower pretty much on all of the bits of this walk.
Yeah, it's quite a distinctive landmark, isn't it? It's quite tall. It's almost as if it's got 4 sections to it, hasn't it?
I also know that back in many years ago, this was the parish church for Newquay.
Oh.
Because St Columb Minor was a much bigger village than Newquay, which I think was just a hamlet many years ago.
This is a really good path so far, isn't it?
It is brilliant. We've never been here before, so we didn't quite know what to expect. And it's February.
Yes.
And this is great. It's really good, isn't it?
I know. I'm joyful about it.
Suggests it's quite a well-known, well-used path then.
Yeah, maybe Newquay Council have got the kind of money, because we're closer to the sea, to keep it trimmed and nice. If they have, it's brilliant.
What, a rich up here, is that what you mean?
No, it's a tourist spot, that's what I mean. Views are just getting better and better. What a joy. For today's walk, it all came about because Andrew was looking at some old photographs of Newquay, and he found a really interesting, curious photograph which led to finding out if we could incorporate it in a walk. So he dug out the map last night, the Ordnance Survey, and he just said, oh yeah, we can go from there to there to there to there. And so that's what we're doing today. No guided walk book, just the Ordnance Survey. So if any of these footpaths are shut or no longer open, I don't quite know what we're going to do then. I guess we'll just have to turn around and go back. But if you're interested in following this walk yourself, all the details will be on our Patreon page. So you could hop over there and take a look for yourself. Are you enjoying this?
It's a beautiful day, isn't it?
I know, I can't take my eyes off that view.
Still see the church tower as well.
Big open field, nothing
Beautiful
around
field,
us.
isn't it?
Yep. And so we're heading down to Porth now, aren't we? Oh!
Style.
Okay. Okay. In the middle of a field.
I thought you was going to say how stylish I looked.
Ah!
Okay, I've made an executive health and safety decision.
Yeah.
I think that we could actually go onto the beach. There are steps leading down.
What about this one?
I think if we're careful,
Is he
and he's
health
on the
and
lead.
safety nightmare?
Yeah, he needs to be on the lead. There's lots of warning signs, but I think we'll be okay.
All right, I'm up for that.
It's
Come on,
Whipsiderry Beach.
then. Yes. Never been down there before. Let's go. Come on, boys. This is the view from above Whipsiderry Cove here. See all the way to Newquay. Porth is in the next inlet in, out to Porth Island. The tide is on the way out. We've already checked the tide times. It's low tide at about 4 o'clock in about 4 hours time, so we've got plenty of time. Won't get cut off by the tide. And there is a bit of a beach down there. Oh, goodness me. That's a long way down. Andrew's gone ahead with the doggies. Let's catch him up. Way to get down there. These steps are uneven, chunky, huge. There's good handrail, so we're doing okay.
Hello.
The cliffs here, so incredibly tall. Look at that. I feel so small. Stunning beach to have a little wander on. Once you reach the beach, it is delightful. Unlike other Newquay beaches, it feels more wild and romantic, and definitely quieter. There are no facilities here though, and at high tide, there is very little, if any, beach. If you like rock pools, this is definitely your beach. Little story about that big outcrop of rock behind me. It's a bit of an island, and the Wardlock book here says, crossing the fine sand of this bay, Whipsiderry, we reach a large grass-covered detached rock, an islet at half tide, called Black Humphrey's Rock, in memory of a smuggler or wrecker who lived in the mine workings, and he used to use the island as a lookout. And you can see it on a map. It's called Flory Island. Caves are evidence of the old mining that went on this beach. As well as mining for tin and copper here, they were mining for marble, and they made vast caverns. At low tide, the caves and caverns are easily accessed, and you can go inside and have a little scramble around. These caverns are the leftovers, the remnants of the mining for marble here. You can see the seams on the cliff face. Some of these caverns have names like Fern Cavern, Cathedral Cavern and the Banqueting Hall. The last two were really large, and they even had holes in the roof so that a pulley system, a crane, could pull the marble and mined ore out through the roof. And they used a pulley system called a whip and derrick, hence the name Whipsiderry. There used to be concerts inside the banqueting hall, making the best use of its fantastic acoustics. The council acquired the land, they assessed the cave, and unfortunately it was deemed unsafe, and in 1987 they blew it up, so it's no longer there. Have you noticed how Humphrey's Rock, Black Humphrey, the rock itself's been populated by garden plants? The grey ones are actually garden plants.
Are they?
Yeah.
It's lovely, isn't it? It's covered with a bit of foliage like that. It's quite tall as well.
Extraordinary colours.
With little holes in it as well from all the old mining.
Yeah.
It's called Black Humphrey's Rock.
Yes.
Is that right? He had the right idea, wasn't he? So he was a smuggler and a wrecker.
Yeah.
He just lived on that.
Yeah.
Beautiful sea view.
I know.
I wonder how much he paid for it.
You'd be worried sick about coastal erosion though.
Yeah.
Yes, a
Coastal
thing, you
erosion
know.
is a thing.
I got there first. Oh, look at that one. In the sunshine and it's all wet. It's so pretty. I don't remember our other dogs doing this.
What have you been feeding it?
Bouncy food, ticker food.
It's wearing me out just watching it.
No. It's a happy doggy. I don't think you're going to be taking long to get up there. You're going to count the steps.
This is my job. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
God, I made it. That's made me blow a bit. My goodness me. You're still counting.
I think it's 134. But I'm not going back down to check.
No.
Our lovely subscribers can do that when they come in the summer.
Yeah, that's right. Wow. God, that got the heart going. Wow. I couldn't have a cake.
Mine's very nice.
We're just going to have a little wander across Porth Beach. We've actually been to Porth Beach before. We visited last year when we did our 4 beaches in Newquay Walk. I'll put a link to that video at the end of this one. We thought we might take a little wander down the right hand side of Porth Beach. It's actually cut in half by quite a deep stream. We're hoping to see if we can get under the bridge that links the island to the mainland, Porth Island to the mainland, and see where the banqueting hall used to be. Let's have a little geek under the bridge there a minute. I don't know how far we can get with the amount of rock pools, light water. Very sharp rocks, aren't they?
Yeah, and very deep rock pools as well.
Yeah. Yeah. So to take us back to St Columb Minor church, we're going to leave the beach and start to climb up that hill. Quite steep by the looks of things. Fun. So in the old photograph that Andrew was looking at last night, it showed Burtons Style, and we're hoping that we might stumble across that on the way back to St Columb Minor along this footpath.
Yes.
Why have you brought us down this particular path?
So my curiosity was piqued when I was going through a book with old images in, and I found a wonderful image of a slate inscribed stile.
Wow.
And I think it's down here. I hope it is anyway, otherwise this complete video is a waste of time.
Yeah, we just walked miles for nothing. So the church, Andrew, should be dead ahead.
Yeah, I think those are the buildings at the top of that road.
Behind where we parked, isn't it? I agree.
I got this horrible feeling we've missed it. Because we're almost back at where the car is.
I think we have missed it. We're going to have to come out again because it's the church.
In fairness, this book I was looking at is quite old. I think it was probably written in the 90s. Perhaps they've taken it up and put it in a museum. Don't know.
So you got the wrong side of the beach?
Yeah.
We've been on a wild goose chase
now we
looking
can't
for
find
a
this
stile. Oh,
Fail.
no. We're back at the pub.
No. We're going to have to come back and look for it again.
Oh no.
What do we do then? I don't even know if this is a video. No. Three facts about the wonderful church of St Columba here at St Columb Minor.
Okay. First
The
fact.
first fact, it's got the second tallest tower in Cornwall at just over 100 foot. Second fact, the lovely clock in the tower was put in 1910. It was put in by Mrs Langford, who was the wife of Reverend Langford, and it marked the fact that it was his memorial clock in 1910.
Lovely.
Lovely, isn't it?
Yeah.
The third fact about St Columb Minor Church is this would have been a wonderful viewing place in October 1913 to watch the fire which burnt the pub down, the Farmer's Arms over there. And we got some photos which were taken at the time showing the firefighters fighting this fire, and they took the photos, or one photo in particular, from the corner of the graveyard there.
Let's pop up there then. So if you do a bit of digging, there's several accounts of the fire from 1913. Apparently a sparkler or something like that was thrown onto the roof by accident by a young boy. The thatch caught alight and quickly grew into a large fire. The Newquay Fire Brigade and the St Columb Major Fire Brigade came to attend the fire.
So the Newquay crew arrived first.
Brand new uniforms.
Brand new uniforms, and started fighting the fire. They plugged their hoses into the hydrant, which was close to the pub here. St Columb Minor, St Columb Major Fire Brigade arrived on the scene about 40 minutes later.
Yes. They weren't very happy because Newquay had taken out both of the hose points on the hydrant, and they had to draw water from a local pond which was a bit brown and muddy. Anyway, some accounts say the fire was put out. Other accounts say that whilst they were fighting the fire, they started fighting each other with the hoses.
So the St Columb Major crew were very angry with the fact that they were having to draw their water from a dirty pond.
Yeah.
And as part of the efforts to tackle the blaze on the pub here, they decided to shoot their jets at the Newquay crew.
In their brand new uniforms.
Got them absolutely soaked in muddy water.
Ruined their uniforms.
So the pub got burnt down.
Yeah.
Luckily, the landlord had insurance, so it
and
could
they
be
managed
rebuilt.
to get all of his furniture out, didn't they?
Yeah.
And he basically, the building you see there today is what was the result.
But
and he carried on as a landlord.
But there are accounts of this story about the two sets of opposing firemen setting their hoses on each other made it into a national magazine.
Much to the amusement of everybody else and the embarrassment of the said fire brigades. Yeah. So I think that's the end of our walk today. We haven't found the stile. We're on a wild goose chase.
We're going to have to come back.
We are, aren't we?
If anybody actually knows, anybody that lives in the St Columb Minor area can tell me where this stile is, if it's still there. I'd love to know because I want to come back and find it.
It's a great story.
I think it's called
Burtons Style.
Well, it's Burtons Style, and I think it's in is it Jug and Bottle Lane?
I think so, yes.
Wherever
that is. Where are you?
It's been next to the pub.
Probably.
Yeah.
We've made a complimentary video to this one. It's specifically looking at the banqueting hall and how the council blew it up. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button, or perhaps you would consider becoming a patron to the channel, or you could make a one-off donation through our website. Thanks for watching.